Alright, I think we're about finished up with this truck. Just took it on a test drive, and this thing, it's really nice. It drives well. It's just a nice cruising truck. Overall, I think it turned out really well. The only My only problems, it wouldn't be me if there wasn't a problem with it. It doesn't make 967 wheel horsepower, and there's no turbos. Not really. It's got like a 308 gear in it or something, so it's a really tall gear. And above 60, I couldn't get it to go into overdrive lock up until 65 or somewhere along those lines. And when it did go in there, it was such a low RPM, the truck couldn't pull it, and then it jumped right back out of it. So but other than that, the drivability, fire right up, runs good, it cruises, shifts feel good, and it cruises really well. The suspension, if we hadn't cut that half coil out, it probably would have been a little softer of a ride. But it'll if you hit a big bump at speed, it'll jar you a little bit. But it's pretty good. I made a little bracket here to mount our panel. Tried to put some loom to cover up some of the wires and stuff. We got a sending unit to go down there where I normally use, for a turbo, which this one doesn't have. So we used it for an oil sending unit, and we had to use it for something. Back there, we tried that ICT adapter to run temp sensor, run the factory gauge in the truck. And I don't know if there's an air pocket between them, because it's not working. And I've loosened it up and tried to burp it, but it's still not showing temperature on there. We looked up another one, and it shows there's one for an early LS1 or something that's a 3-wire sensor that I think it works. It's a few degrees off, but it's better than nothing. So I think that's what we'll end up doing. For the speedometer, since this one was cable driven, we got this dash unit thing, which it's not attached or anything, because it's not my dash, and I wouldn't want anybody sticking anything to my dash. So I just stuck it up there, drive down the road, and watch my speed, and it cruises well. I'm really, really impressed with it, and I'm not easily impressed. Sounds good. Who knew Flowmasters would sound so good? Got a nice little chop to it. Of course, that's probably a tuning error on my part, right? So I guess that's it with this one until he wants some more horsepower, and then maybe I get to put a turbo on it for him. But I think he still wants to change the springs in the front to try to remedy that situation, because when you try to turn in this thing, if you know it, you can drive around it, and you gotta be ready for it. But just normal turning, just in the driveway, it'll bump the fenders. So anyway, just finished that up, and like I say, test drove it and figured I'd post a video of it, finished up. But that's it on this one.